Welcome back, genius folks. Today we'll be talking about circumference, radius, and diameter of a circle. And we're going to talk about the area, how to find the area of a circle in a different video because that's a whole other topic. So let's get started with this. So if you want to find the circumference of a circle, the formula is C equals 2 pi times the radius. So we got a circle over here. Now, just so you guys know, the diameter is the longest length of the circle. The longest length of this circle looks to be 16 centimeters, and the radius is always half of the diameter. So basically the radius would be this till like this line right here, only until this, and the diameter would be this blue line across the whole circle, and the radius is this red line right here, and that's 18 centimeters because that's half of the diameter of the whole circle. So that's 16, that's the diameter, and that radius is 8 centimeters because it's half of the diameter. And since we know the radius now, in the formula we could change the r to the radius we know, which is 8. So I know this is not going to be in order, but it says 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by 8. But what you're supposed to do when you figure out the radius is you're supposed to multiply the radius multiplied by 2, then multiplied by pi. So 8 times 2 is 16. Now 16 pi, some teachers let you write it just pi, and some teachers tell you to use 3.14 instead of pi, because pi is basically like a bunch of, it's 3.14 and it just goes on and on. It's like a bunch of decimal numbers after 3. And so that's what some teachers tell you, instead of using pi, just use 3.14. So in that case, 16 times 3.14 would be 50.24, which is going to be the circumference for this circle if your teacher tells you to use 3.14, of course. If you don't have to do that, it's just going to be 16 pi. Same thing, both are the same. This equals that. That's an equal sign, by the way. That looks terrible. That equals that. So you guys might be wondering, how do you find like a circumference of a semicircle? Let's look at this. I'm going to draw a semicircle now. This is not drawn to scale because it does not look good at all. And teachers or the people who are testing you will always give you the radius or the diameter for the whole circle when they're asking you to find the radius of a semicircle or any type of partial circle. So if they give you a diameter of 18 centimeters, that means it's for the whole circle. They won't give you for the semicircle. So 18 centimeters, and you know that the radius is half of the diameter, so you automatically know the radius is 9 centimeters. So according to the formula, now we have to multiply the radius we have multiplied by 2, which we get 18 centimeters. Now the last step is multiplied by pi, so we have 18 pi. So that's the circumference for the whole circle. We have to figure it out for the semicircle, which means we divide it by 2, and we get 9 pi. So that's how you figure out the circumference of a semicircle. Now we're going to look at how to find the circumference of a 3x4 circle. By that I mean this type of circle, a 3x4. So let's say you're given the radius for the whole circle. Again, remember, this is going to be for the whole circle. You're given the radius 9 centimeters, right? Now you know the radius, so you automatically say, oh, we can replace the r by 9. So now you will have 2 pi times 9. Now you multiply by 2, because remember I said you don't multiply by pi first, you're supposed to multiply by 2, then multiply by pi. If you multiply by pi first, no worries, it's the same thing, but I like to do it like multiply by 2, then multiply by pi. So you get 18 pi now. That's the circumference for the whole circle. It's asking you how to find the circumference only for this part of the circle, not this part of the circle. So now we divide that by 4, and if we divide 18 divided by 4, we get 4.5. So 4.5 for each of these. So let's just say this, let's divide this circle into 4 pieces, right? We get 4 pieces, and we're not counting that piece. So 4.5 is the circumference for each of these pieces. So, and we're supposed to find the circumference for 3 of these pieces. So we just multiply 4.5 times 3, which is, let's do it together, 4.5 times 3, 15, right there, 15, 3 times 4, which is 12, then we have a 1 over here, carry that, and we get 13, so that's, and then we move 1 decimal place to the left, and we get 13.5, and that's the circumference for only these 3 pieces over here. These 3 pieces I'm shading right now. I'm going to shade them with black so you guys can see better. Right there. These 3. We're not counting this part because it never asked us to find the radius of that. Because we just divided 18 divided by 4, which gave us 4.5 for each of these pieces. And each of these pieces, I'm going to highlight these pieces. And each of these pieces equal 4.5 centimeters in circumference. And we multiplied it by 3, which gave us 13.5. So the circumference for this part of the circle was 13.5. Hope you guys learned something new. And thank you guys for watching. Stay safe and stay genius.